Hello, and welcome to the DHL Trade Automation Services, also known as TAS, how-to video for registration and login. This video will cover how to register for TAS, log into TAS, as well as edit or modify your user profile. To access the DHL Trade Automation Service, please type in tas.dhl.com into your internet browser, and you'll be taken to the TAS login screen. If you do not have a username and password already, new users can click Register as a new user, review the terms and conditions for using TAS, and then click I accept. On the account creation screen, you will choose a username and a password. Both of those must be at least 6 characters long, and in the case of the password, it must contain both letters and numbers. We also request your email address. This is so that in the event you forget your username or password, DHL can email you that information. Next, under My Shipping Information, while there are numerous fields to be completed, at minimum, we need at least a company name or person name, as well as the country that you're shipping from. If you're not familiar with country codes, please click the Select Country. A window will pop up. Find your country, select it, and then it'll populate. If you happen to know the information, you can just type in the country code directly and proceed. Again, the rest of the information can be completed at the time of registration if you have it. If not, this information can be updated in your user profile later on. In the event that the country supports multiple languages, those options will be listed here. In the case of the US, it supports both English and Spanish. Make your appropriate selection, and then you click Continue. I already have a username and password, so I will not be registering in this case. We will go back to the login screen and log into TAS. To log in, enter your username and password, and click Login. On the home page, you'll notice that it highlights the different services that are available for TAS. We have our shipment services, which does a restricted party check, landed cost estimate, such as duty and tax, product compliance check, as well as offer trade documents, such as commercial invoices and other useful customs documentation for the commodity that you may be sending to a particular country. Comparative Services does a landed cost estimate and compliance check similar to Shipment Services, the difference being that the Comparative Services allows you to compare multiple origins into one country, up to 5 countries, so you can do a nice comparison of what you're importing and make the proper determination on what may be best for you. Account Management is where you can modify your account profile and related information. We'll touch more on that in a second. And then TAS Resources, you can access our interactive classifier, our complete trade document library, modify or add to your address book and product catalog. There's a glossary of commonly used terms, as well as frequently asked questions about TAS and how to use TAS. For now, we're going to go ahead and go into the account management. But before I do, you'll notice that in addition to the landing page itself, you also have the options here on your left-hand navigation, as well as the top navigation bar that can be accessed regardless on what page you're on in TAS. For now, we'll go into the account management section. Here, it'll display the email address you registered with. This can be updated if needed at any time. You can also change your password if the need calls for it. To change your password, check the box, enter in your old password, type in the new password. Again, the criteria is it must be at least 6 characters and contain letters and numbers. Once you make any change, be sure you come down and click the Save button. As stated before, you can update your account information or other shipping information here. The reason you would add an account number is if you would like TAS to assist in calculating transportation costs when you're doing a landed cost estimate. That is where it looks for the information here. If you're also looking to do a restricted party check, it would be good to include your information here by default, but it could always be modified in the in the shipment services section in the event you're shipping from a different origin. Next available are the default settings for terms of currency, unit of measure, and dimensions. You can choose from the different currencies that are there, as well as the different unit of measures that make sense depending on where you're shipping from. This information is the default. Depending on what you're shipping and where you're shipping to, there might be additional requirements to be in a particular unit of measure, and TAS will prompt you for that information at that time. The last defaults for you to select is how you would like to see information displayed, such as currency and numbers, as well as date and time, and you can come in and select your appropriate time zone depending on where you're located. Again, after making any particular change, you want to click Save. If you happen to not include anything, Taz will prompt you for what that information is. In this case, I'll uncheck that I want to change my password and go back down and click Save. Once you have successfully made the changes to your profile, Taz will give you a confirmation at the top that your preferences have been saved. From here, using either the left-hand nav or the top nav bar, you can go to the different sections of Taz. If you need to review what sections contain what information, simply click the Home button. You'll be taken back to the main landing page where you can review the different tools and services that are available within Taz. In the event that you are inactive on Taz for a period of 30 minutes or more, Taz will automatically log you out. Otherwise, you can click the Log Out button that's in the left-hand nav. You'll be prompted to confirm, are you sure you want to log out? You can click OK, and you'll be taken back to the login screen. This concludes the video on how to register and log in with Taz. Please look for future videos regarding shipment services, comparative services, and the Taz resources.